Okay, I'm recording from now on. Natalie, we're walking in a park through the leaves, and the leaves are what interest you.
Yes, they are. Only the colourful ones that aren't too far gone or too crispy.
What are you doing?
I am collecting leaves to attempt to preserve them because I'm starting a craft club.
A what?
A craft club.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I've always been into crafting and making things. But it was one of my goals this year to try to start getting groups of people together to make things. And this is my first one that I'm doing.
Oh, brave. Well done you.
I know.
Brilliant.
It's only for friends, the first one, but eventually my goal is to get out to the community and invite other people once I get brave enough.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really positive. So, the purpose of today's walk, you've got a tote bag in your hand.
Yes.
It's full of different coloured leaves, and you're looking at trees and you're looking at the ground. What's guiding you in this leaf quest?
Yeah. So to preserve leaves, they need to have some colour left in them. And after you preserve them, they'll continue to degrade in colour, but really what I'm looking for is the brightest leaves that are earliest in their life from falling down from the tree in order to try to preserve the colour. The craft I'll be offering is to decoupage autumn leaves onto notebooks that I'll be providing for people.
Okay, so it's something that they will keep for themselves.
Yeah.
And it's craft, not art.
Yeah, it's like very low
Is there
pressure.
a difference between the two?
Well, that's a good question. I don't think there is a difference because I think art's quite a broad thing, isn't it? I think that art's in the eye of the beholder. So if you think that it's art and you're creating something, I think it's art personally. But
now you're reaching down to pick up some. It's a tangle of oak leaves,
Yeah.
different colours. We've got yellow, green, and kind of orangey yellow,
Amber,
all on
yeah.
one twig.
it's very beautiful.
You could take them all.
I think I'm going to select the ones that are a little bit more full of life, so a bit more full of moisture. So what I'll be doing to preserve them, I attempted last night one preservation method, which I don't think worked very well. So we're out here again, yeah. Looking like a crazy person picking up leaves. But the first method I tried was ironing the leaves between two wax pieces of paper.
Okay.
But it just didn't really do it for me. So went down a Google
So
hole.
if you iron them between wax,
Yeah.
you're not printing them somehow onto the wax paper. You're just simply taking out the moisture.
Just transferring the wax to the surface of the leaf.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
enclosing them.
Trying to.
Okay.
Yeah. 'Cause
What
that's
went
supposed to.
what went wrong?
Their color, their vibrancy almost immediately declined, and they lost their luster. You know how
Yeah.
a nice leaf has a nice luster to it still?
It's a bit like pebbles on a beach. When the water goes over them, suddenly it enriches the colours.
Yeah, exactly.
And it sounds like what the reverse was happening with what you were
Yeah.
doing.
So there's another method I'm going to try today where you take vegetable glycerin and you make a solution with water. Use water down the glycerin, and you soak the leaves in the glycerin for a few days. And it apparently somehow, I don't know the science behind it, somehow preserves them and makes them soft and keeps them pliable.
Okay.
So, and it should hold the color better, but we'll see.
So you're not adverse to experimenting.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to experiment with the people, your friends that you do this craft club with, or do you want to get it down pat before they arrive and go, this is the way?
I think that naturally I'm a perfectionist, but I put a lot of pressure on myself day to day, and that's just not done me any good in my life. So this is one of the things I'm trying to get away from. So I'm trying to, well, I didn't like yesterday's method, didn't think it did it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to approach it in an experimental way and in a casual way, and even if it ends up looking a bit shit, it'll hopefully be fun.
The idea of trying to move away from something that feels natural, like being a perfectionist, you're making a conscious decision to do that because you'd prefer to kind of change that direction. But if you're naturally a perfectionist, you're naturally a perfectionist.
It's true. I think maybe it's the pressure that I associate with being a perfectionist. Maybe it's about just accepting when something isn't perfect rather than just perpetually just trying to make it perfect over and over again. Maybe that's what I'm seeking rather than removing that from myself as a person.
So the perfectionism in itself is not the problem,
No.
it's the feeling it gives you.
I think it's the way that I react to scenarios because of that attribute of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've obviously come to a point of your life where you're like, I can change this.
I think it's more of like, fuck it. That's where I am in my life. You know, I'm in my mid-30s and I'm in a good place, but
That's a great place to start from.
yeah, it's
Good for
just
you.
don't take it so seriously anymore, I think is what I'm trying to do, and trying to be less just nervous, and that's why I'm trying to do this thing that makes me a little bit nervous this year.
Oh, so you're pushing yourself back into the uncomfort.
Yeah, like fuck it, but also like
Okay.
still growing.
Yeah. Okay, there's a lot of dynamism going on there.
It's a confusing place to be. But, you know, just trying to figure it out while picking up leaves.
Now, some of these leaves are green, some of them are yellow. Does it matter the colour? Do you want to have specifically different colours?
I want specifically different
Okay.
colors. Like, I'm really trying to get a variety. So in my tote bag, I walked past these crabapple trees over there, and they're full of really interesting colors. So you've got, well, this isn't a trick. Let me find a crabapple.
Are you oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. So it's a leaf that is showing the spines of the leaf in yellow, but in between it's green. So it's a leaf that's showing basically 3 different colours in
Yeah.
a different pattern, in a natural pattern. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I've always thought also that leaves let go, the trees let go of the leaves when they need to, but it also seems sometimes with the wind or weather that the leaf comes off before it's actually ready to go. So
Yeah.
maybe that's when you get those various colours.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Right, you're pointing this way.
Let's go this way.
The way, the positive place you are in your life and the different kind of forces at play at the moment, would you say that the conversations with you have with your friends reflect that you're all at this stage, or you're all at different stages in terms of when you share what's going on?
I think that we are all in a similar place where there's friction in our lives in some way, and we're just trying to figure out how to transition into this next phase. So I think that naturally, as you get into some people are in their early 30s, some people mid, some people later, my friends group, there's this natural transition that starts to happen within your body, within what you're doing with your life, and we're all in different stages of just trying to figure out how we want to approach life, I guess. So while we're dealing with different versions of figuring it out, we're all figuring something out, which is nice.
You mentioned the word friction. Friction is kind of needs, in physical terms, 2 opposing forces kind of rubbing up against each other. It doesn't sound very comfortable.
Yeah.
as a term to choose. Would you say that there is some discomfort also in where you're at?
I think so, yeah.
Although you said you're in a positive place.
Yeah, I don't think that friction necessarily, even if it's uncomfortable, is necessarily a bad thing.
And it can create fire.
Yes, and it creates change, and change is typically good. And if you try to lean into it, into that fear or the friction, then typically something, in my experience, is good has come out of it. So just trying to continue to do that and work through things.
Well, that sounds very positive.
What do you think? Do you think friction's a good thing in life?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
It
Depends on the friction, I guess.
It depends on the friction. It depends on the day.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you welcome it
Yeah.
because you know it will make fire, and sometimes you don't welcome it because it's just discomfort.
Yeah.
It's
all ebbing and flowing, though, isn't it? Like you're available to deal with friction in different ways, in different stages.
Yeah. And it sounds from what you've said so far like you are also in control of what's going on in your life. Like it's not running away from you, and you're not fighting pressures that are not yours to control. Would that be fair?
Good leaf. I think so. I think I was fighting a lot of things for a little bit, and I've gotten out of that period, and now I'm just kind of trying to enjoy acceptance of certain qualities of life, even if I don't love all of them. But still,
I'm just going to put this jacket on. Hold on one second.
yeah.
I'm going to be able to talk.
Got some good leaves here.
Without having to go too personal, would you be able to pray seed the time that you come through that has brought you to this point?
So for about probably 4 or 5 years, I was grappling with whether or not I wanted to have children and just generally what that would mean for my life. But it was tangled up in a lot of other aspects of my life, my upbringing. So yeah, and I've had a long-term partner who wanted children, but I never did. So it was a lot of upset across a lot of different areas of my life, personally, with our relationship. So just working through all of the stuff that was coming up with that was very difficult and time-consuming. But now I'm at a place where I've kind of accepted certain things about myself and how I want to live and how I want to proceed, and now I'm just trying to do things that make me feel nourished. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
And when you're in a point of struggle with something like that, as you explained, that kind of situation, it is all consuming and you can't see outside and you can't see clarity, and it can last for a very long time in its many different forms. We've all been through those kind of periods in different ways. Did you, when you were in it, did you think, this is it, this is just how things are? And then when you got out of it, were you like, oh, it doesn't have to be like that. There is a different way.
Yeah, definitely. And just the way that you approach problems is one of the things that I found out of the end of it. So just telling people how you're feeling and trying to be friendly and open, I guess, about the way you do it. So oftentimes I felt like I thought I was being honest with the people I was talking to about it, but then I realized that I thought I was, but deep in my deepest mind I wasn't. And I didn't realize that, and then realizing that was like, oh shit. And then just trying to say the things that might be a little spicy out loud was...
So that's like a release.
Yeah.
So it's kind of breaking through an internal wall of going, I can actually express, and by expressing, that gives me a sense of freedom and a sense of honesty. Yeah,
and it just made for so much better progress with the way I was handling everything and the way all the conversations were going, so yeah.
Did you feel quite alone in that particular struggle you were going through? When you talked to your friends about it, did they show empathy and go, I know what you mean? Or were they just like, I'm not sure what you're talking about?
Depends on the friend.
Yeah.
Some of the people who knew me really well, despite not understanding where I was coming from, weren't surprised by where I was coming from.
Right.
But others just couldn't understand at all. And that's okay.
Was their support necessary, or was your internal struggle yours to solve?
I think that I've always been somebody who's kept things to myself and tried to sort it out myself.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that this time, and I tried to talk to people about it as much as I could. And even if I didn't get, nobody could answer that question for me. But just having people who loved me around me and just having that support system just made me feel really held, regardless of what the outcome was. So I think it did help me to push myself to go places, to essentially come out the other side feeling okay about everything.
And the nourishing that you're doing now, and the place that you got to after those years of working things out, do you know where you're going now, or is it quite an open kind of future, as in, we'll see how this goes?
I think it's we'll see how this goes, because one thing that I learned from that process was you can have a plan, but oftentimes it just doesn't go towards that plan. My life just is very windy, and I would used to get upset if something didn't go with the plan, and now you just kind of gotta roll with the punches is what I'm doing. Picking up leaves and just going with it and accepting things as they come, and I've just felt a lot more at peace since approaching life in that way. Leaves.
Right, you're heading towards a tree which is kind of got that beautiful crimson late autumnal look. Are you looking for a bit of red?
I'm looking for a bit of red. I do have some red, but the red ones will have a bigger transition period, I think. We'll see. I think we're walking through nettles. I hope you're protected.
That's fine. There should be some dock leaves nearby.
Yeah.
The books that you're going to make, or the different designs you're going to make, how are you going to go about it with the people that you're gathering together, your friends? Are you going to say to them, it's entirely up to you, or like how much guidance are you going to give them?
I debated this for a little bit because there's a couple ways you can facilitate a craft club, if you think about it. There's like open crafting where you're just like, everyone just fucking go for it. Or there's something where you're showing people a process, you're following along. So I thought I'd take a bit of a medium down the middle for this one, but it will be dependent on the crafts, I think. So for this one, I'll say, this is one that I'm working on, this is how I'm doing it. This is roughly how to apply a leaf to a notebook to make it stick to it, but it's up to you to figure out how you would like to design this, how you want to do this.
Do they? The thing about going to something like that or taking part in something like that is you probably want to feel like you've got something at the end of the class, the meeting. Are you kind of trying to make sure that you can do that? You want everyone to take something away with them from the process, rather than say, let's try this again, and maybe we'll get there next time.
Definitely, yeah. So each time we gather, I'm hoping that everybody can take something away with them that's useful, or that's something that's exciting and not made of something that's wasteful. So I'm trying to avoid like buying loads of stuff, like plasticky stuff. That's why I'm doing the leaf thing, and a notebook is useful for people. So making sure that it's something that can culminate in one session and that's actually useful, not just tat.
And Natalie, are you a crafter? Is that one of your identities, or is this just a new exploration? Like, what's your skill set?
I'm a crafter.
You're a crafter.
I'm a crafter. I think I'm solidly a crafter. I don't know what you define as a crafter, but I'm definitely crafty. So.
Like a fox.
Yeah, exactly. If I see, like, I'm always hoarding things that I find, and like I could make something out of that, but.
Right.
Yeah.
So a bit of the squirrel about you. That's like an artistic approach to life. People who gather things just in case they might be useful for something.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. Not hoarding.
Have you always been thus? Has that been part of, like, when you were growing up? Did you have boxes and bundles of things? And
yeah, definitely. I always thought I wanted to be have a career in the arts growing up, and my mom, despite not having any professional experience in artistic endeavors, was always very much leaning towards that side. So in our spare time with her, my mom would take my sister and I to art galleries and things like that.
that's nice.
And she would always allow us to do like after school art classes, basically whatever we wanted to try, she would allow us to try. And I was always more attracted to the artistic, creative things. So that's what I spent a lot of my childhood doing. So I would say, yeah, it's really ingrained in me.
Has there been a gap between childhood and now as to doing these kind of things, or has it been steady throughout your life, being kind of like artistic and crafty?
I think there was a big gap. I was artistic through my teenage years, and in my late teens, early 20s, I went down a party phase where I wasn't doing anything productive, but then picked it back up. I was a makeup artist for a little bit, so did that. So
That's a creative process. Yeah.
I've always had film photography as like a thing that I've always done, regardless of where I am in my life. And then when I moved to London, I didn't craft for a little bit because I was so poor. I didn't really. I could have been creative.
Well, you're picking up leaves. These are free.
These are free. Yeah. I didn't really have the space to be creative whilst working a couple jobs and going to school. So, though I did a fashion marketing degree, so I guess that's still kind of creative in that way.
So there's lots of different phases here. There's the makeup, there's the photography, there's the partying, there's a degree in there.
Yep.
That's a nice broad spectrum. You're not someone who sort of sits still or goes down one particular path.
Well, you could say that. You could also say I've just, whenever the doors opened, I've been like, okay.
Walk through the open door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you push the doors open or do they just open?
I think for a long time I just assumed I was just going through, and I wasn't really an active driver in my life. But upon reflection, I definitely had a hand in opening those doors. I've always been a really hard worker, and I've always been curious and always try hard at what I do. So I think that despite feeling like a very weird winding path, I think that I actually did lead myself unconsciously to where I am now.
Did you, I mean, I'm assuming in the party phase that was probably less of a reflective time due to your youth and also just due to partying. But
Yeah.
are you someone who kind of reflects upon things as you go through? You said that you didn't think that you were having agency in your life at certain points. What was that down to? What made you realise that you did?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that the way my brain works, I don't always feel like I am reflecting on something unless I'm writing something down. I'm a very physical, tactile person. And so when I wasn't doing that, sometimes I would just feel like, I don't know how I got here. But when I started to try to make an effort to write down my thoughts or really take time to think about what has been happening in my life, when you actually take a moment to reflect, then you realize, oh, actually, I did do all of those things, and yeah.
So you kind of, it's the hindsight that gives you the knowledge.
Yeah. I don't think, despite not actively reflecting in some periods of my life, I think I took time to think through and back through it, and that hindsight was really valuable for me.
I think there's always a difference between looking to the future, the foresight, being in the present, seeing what's around you now, and then looking back to the past. They're all very different ways of kind of analysing and thinking about the same thing. By the way, we just passed under a fir tree. Do you do fir? What are they called? Needles? Do you do fir needles as part of your craft? There's a whole
I don't know if
carpet
it'll
of
work.
them.
Maybe let's go get some just in case. I hadn't thought of that, but maybe.
I'm just thinking the patterns.
Yeah, maybe we could do like paint over them or something. Good idea.
Would you ask the people to come with their own leaves? Is that part of it too?
So I did consider that, but because you have to preserve them.
Oh, I see. So they have to do the process before they arrive.
Yeah, and
Right.
it's not very easy. It's kind of easy, but not everybody's gonna have time for it. So for this craft, they can come with things that are perhaps already preserved, and I'll definitely say that, but the bulk of it would probably rot on a notebook if they just came with regular leaves.
And the friends who are gathering together to do this, is there going to be wine? Is there going to be a meal? Is it that kind of thing where this is part of a wider social event, or is this like craft? We're here for craft.
Crafting only. No, I love eating, and food is a huge part of my life. So my thinking for this is always like there's crafts and there's snacks. So there will definitely be snacks.
So what snacks go with leaves?
I don't know. I've been trying to think about this. I've not figured it out yet.
Is it going to be colour coordinated? Is it going to be...
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking that, but I've got a lot of dietary restrictions in this friends group.
Oh,
So-
no, that doesn't help.
Yeah, so I've got to figure that out.
Maybe this is... You're looking at a small sapling with beautiful yellow leaves, and you're wondering if any of them have come off.
I don't think they have, but do you think it will mind if I take a couple?
I'm not going to speak for the tree.
Yeah, they seem pretty on there, so I'm going to leave it.
What's interesting is that each branch almost has a different shade.
Yeah, they're beautiful. It's one of my favorite trees.
Yeah, they're sort of almost still greeny on one branch, but almost reddy yellow on another. That's a small sapling.
Gorgeous.
There's lots of different kinds of trees in this park. They've really stocked it with various varieties.
Yeah, it's a wonderful park.
Could the craft people bring their own food?
Yeah.
In a leaf and dietary themed way?
That's a good idea.
Or only leaf-shaped food, maybe?
Ooh, that's a really interesting one. You're giving me so many ideas. Pine needles, leaf-shaped foods. It's great. Thank
As long as you don't mix the two. Pine needles not for food.
Yeah.
Why did you come here, Natalie? Because your accent is not from East London, but you've ended up in East London.
I came because I realized that I needed to start making more money than I was making in California. That's where I'm from. And I never thought I would go to school because it's so expensive.
School being university. Yeah.
Yeah. And just trying to make it work without going to school. But yeah, something happened in my life where my family was like, okay, I really need to get my shit together, basically. Yeah. And it seems like I can't get to a place of traction without a degree. At least at that point in my life, it seemed that way.
So that was like the door you needed to open yourself.
Yeah.
Get a degree and doors will open because of that degree, which is a generally established way of thinking when you're young and you kind of don't know. People say you've got to have a degree.
Yeah.
Otherwise you bump up against the ceiling. Whether that's true for everyone, I don't know.
I'm not sure. For me, it was a door for a visa.
So you did university here?
I did, yeah. Okay. So I did only a couple of years of community college in California.
Right.
So you could basically get like a 2-year degree for not very much money.
So
is the first half of a bachelor's.
What's the community bit? Why is it called a community college?
I think it's just because it's cheaper,
right.
And anybody can go. You don't have to have qualifications.
Okay, right. So it's kind of like a bit more open access.
Yeah, it's easier for people to, get in, and if you don't have the means to go straight to a 4-year university, you can go there first.
So you did 2 years there, then you came over this way to change direction completely or to carry on the same subject in a different way?
I did 3 years of community college. One of them was wasted because I was high the whole time, but 2 of them...
That's very honest.
Yeah, 2 of them were actually, when I realized I got to get my shit together, quite progressive. But I did a focus in marketing because I thought I could still use my creativity, but it's, I'm not freelance, so I'm not constantly struggling for a paycheck or chasing people to pay me.
Right.
So I did that in marketing, and when I came to near the end of that, I looked at different universities I could transfer to in California. I wasn't really interested in going anywhere else in the States at that point. I don't know why. And I knew people could transfer to universities in the UK and abroad just because I had a friend who'd done it. Otherwise, I'd have no idea.
Right.
So I looked at that, and I applied to a bunch of universities in California, a bunch of universities here in London, because it's the only place I'd been out of the country.
Okay.
Been here once before.
Okay.
And applied to a bunch, got into a bunch, and it was cheaper for me to move my life over to London to go to university here.
Which is a bit mad.
It's fucking
stupid. Leaving your own country because it's cheaper to study abroad is nuts.
It's crazy, yeah. So I did that, and it was, the best decision I've ever made. It's given me a whole different outlook on life, and I'm now actually British.
Oh, really?
I am British now.
You've got the papers?
I've got all the paperwork.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been here for 11 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you, yeah.
It's all right being British?
Yeah.
Mostly?
I think so, yeah. I got my, you can be British now, email through on the day that Trump was inaugurated.
Oh, that you were actually at the very same day.
Yeah.
So, gosh, big day for your country, big day for you.
Yes.
So why did you decide to do that? Why did you decide to become a Britisher?
A Britisher? Because it just became my home.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's comfortable enough to stay.
Yeah, I love it here. Yeah. I have a big group of friends, and I really get on with the culture here. I just feel like I almost fit in better here than I do in California, and it's just a much easier way of life. To be honest with you, it's really hard living in the States, and I look at my mom and my sister now, and it's just increasingly so with everything that's going on. So I feel like I've dodged a bullet a little bit. So yeah, I'm very happy here.
Now we're walking. Are you going to do that line of trees down there on the way back? Are you thinking, have I got too many?
No, there's never too many, Lee. I think that's probably the right route, if that's okay for you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm guided by your footsteps.
It's starting to sprinkle now.
I know, it's a little bit of a mizzle. Have you got good with all of your different rain terminology?
I don't think I've heard mizzle lately, but I know I've heard it at one point, but I'm not sure.
Mizzle, maybe a bit of a, what would you call it? A dusting of rain?
A dusting of rain.
Possibly. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd keep this with mizzle.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a beautiful orange. Is that a horse chestnut there?
Yeah, that's great.
Properly red.
Let's make a beeline for that.
When you started your day today, what was on your mind? What were the big things you were thinking? I need to. Oh God, you need to get there before that tractor. There's a tractor mowing the grass and tearing up all the leaves in front of us. So has he screaming inside the door as a leaf collector? Were there things you had to solve today, or were you happy to wake up? You know, when your brain comes into focus and you're like, is this a good day or a bad day?
Yeah.
How did it come into focus for you?
It came into focus with a ringing in my ear.
Oh,
Yeah. And I thought that was supposed to be electricity or something. I'm going to go and try to meditate. And then I realized the ringing had followed me. It's just my ears now. And I realized I am getting older. This is just something that's happening to me now.
Oh gosh! So you and then you start thinking, is this tinnitus?
Am I
is this
dying?
Yeah.
Don't try to Google it. So yeah, I just kind of had like a little bit of a laugh at myself this morning and trying to.
Well, that's a nice way to start the day.
Yeah. So it's not a bad way to start the day. And then I realized, shit, I need some more leaves. So
Quick!
you gotta get some more leaves.
And then I bet you at that point the ringing disappeared because your brain was functioning at a different level.
Yeah.
Like, forget the worry,
The
forget
leaf
the ringing.
gathering level, yes. It's a different frequency. Yeah. So, not a bad way to start the day.
Yeah.
And it was sunny this morning. It's very beautiful. Love autumn.
Yeah. And you don't have any particular work stresses or strains at the moment. Take
I
over.
do have a stressful job, but I'm trying not to let it bother me.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I'm still figuring that one out.
Is that a manageable, stressful job?
It's manageable. Yeah. It's probably the least stressful job I've ever had.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't sound stressful. That sounds like...
Yeah. It's okay. And I'm choosing to stay here because of that.
Meaning, like here in the UK?
No, for this job.
Right.
This job, yeah.
So
I had a big
so
thing of like, do I change careers because I work in tech?
Okay.
I don't know how I got here, really.
Whoa, that's a whole new thing.
Visas,
So
you know.
you haven't mentioned this at all, Ted. So this is another phase
Really my
of your
thing.
work.
Yeah. So it's very stressful all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's high energy, high
It's just
performance.
a lot all the time.
Is
Yeah.
it targets?
Not really, which is nice. Fuck that, man. Fuck that.
Mm.
Yeah. So I don't have that, but it's just always like deadlines. That's
Right.
the kind of thing. But
Is it teamwork? Is it individual work?
Teamwork. I'm the leader.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
But,
there's a responsibility.
yeah. I think that I'm just trying to. I think what I figured out over the last few years as well is that I was putting too much onus on something that didn't actually matter for me, because I don't actually give a shit about what I'm doing all the time, and that's okay. And I was chasing like, maybe there's something that I feel so passionately about, but now I've accepted that this is working for me right now, and I can use my spare time to do things that make me happy and I do feel passionately about, which is why I'm collecting leaves. So
I love the way we come back to
we
leaves.
came full circle.
And actually, leaves is the way forward in life.
Yeah, get out and collect some leaves. Yeah. That's really fun.
Oh yeah, peaceful reds, yellows,
Peachy.
all in one leaf.